back to Jordan Peterson. So what I'm trying to say here is that Jordan Peterson has his take on the story of Billy and the dragon. And this little boy, Billy, tells his mom that there's a dragon in his bedroom. This dragon is yay high. It's that high. It's a little dragon. And he says, Mommy, there's a dragon in my bedroom. She's like, no, Billy. No, there isn't. And he's like, okay. Next day, he wakes up in the morning, the dragon's like sitting on his desk or something. And the dragon's a little bit bigger. Like Billy comes downstairs to his mom, and his mom's all, he goes to her, Mom, there's a dragon in my room, it's even bigger. And she says, no, Billy, you're just imagining it. Alright. Next day, dragon's still there, and he's even bigger. Mom, the dragon is like sitting on the counter now. I mean, this dragon is clearly bigger. The dragon is somewhere in the house, but Billy sees it. His mom doesn't see it, and she's like, no, Billy, you're imagining it. And eventually, this dragon, one day they wake up in the next morning, the dragon's sitting on the dinner table, and it's huge, taking up everything, and she still doesn't see it. He's like, Mom, the dragon's on the dinner table. She's like, no, Billy. And then the next day, Billy comes back from school, and apparently the house is gone. Or the story goes. Or they're standing in the house, and the house starts shaking, and they jump out of the house, and the house, dragon runs off with the house, and Billy says, Mom, it's the dragon. And by that time, at that point, the dragon was so big, it ran off with the house. And I learned one of the most incredible lessons that I've learned from that. And it's like putting things away in your mind, just like that dragon, like Billy's mom told him that it doesn't exist. Putting things away on the side, put it on the side, and to not pay attention to something. Not paying attention to something and putting it aside doesn't make it go away. Those things end up coming back, and they grow and they grow and they grow and they grow, and they get really, really, they get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I just had somebody drive past me and just touch the side of my car. I hope that they didn't scratch it. Maybe I should check right now. I don't think so. They actually just touched my mirror, my left-hand side mirror. Anyways, the things that we don't pay attention to, they don't go away. That's number one. Okay, they continue coming back, and that works on many different levels. I'm going to give you just a practical example here. I know it's really sucky. It's a really sad situation, but there's a woman in America, and I'm not saying if this is right or if this is wrong, but there's like a lady in America that didn't pay her parking tickets, and they accrued and accrued and accrued and got bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually it came to a point, after the government, I guess, had probably sent her, letters, probably wanted her to pay this and that. By the way, this story is an example of governments that do use force to get what they want. Side note, we'll save that for another vlog. But she didn't pay her parking tickets. Years, however many years passes by, eventually, somehow, some way, the American government decided to send out a SWAT team to her house. She pulled out a gun and they killed her. So many different things wrong with that story, but I'm not going to start with that. We'll save it for another time. The point here is that those parking tickets, those goddamn parking tickets, which could have been dealt with, ended up building and building and building and building, and that little dragon turned into a giant dragon that just took her house, took her life. Terrible story. Really bad. The thing here is dealing with your dragon, dealing with your monster. We all have monsters. All of our monsters inside our head. We have monsters that we live with. We have monsters in our bodies. And monsters are there. And those monsters want to stop us from growing. Those monsters stop us from being happy. Those are the monsters that stop us from feeling like we're worth it. And those monsters are meant to be faced. And that's one of the coolest things that I think that I learned. And it connected to me on so many different levels, and it's this. Once again, thanks Jordan Peterson, clinical psychologist. I heard this from you. Shout out, really appreciate it. That people that have serious phobias, the only way of curing them is for them to face their fears. And the interesting thing about that is they're forced to face those phobias. You can be, a crazy phobia, that doesn't have any logical reasoning behind it. They are forced to face those fears, they can go into such a high level of shock that they can die. But if they take a stance and they decide, I'm going to face those fears, and they face them, it might be intense, and it might be a process, but that's how they heal. That's the main way of healing those things. So, there's clearly something about facing your fears that helps us become strong, that helps us grow. Ask yourself, what am I scared of? What am I scared of? Think about it. And then really think about it. Are those things really valid for me to be scared of? Like, are they logical things? No? Because finding those monsters, facing those monsters for myself is one of the most amazing things that I've ever experienced in my life. Experiencing a lot of growth, thankfully. My personal life, my physical life, financial life. And all of that has come from facing my fears. Taking steps, calculated steps, risks when I need to. But facing those fears has projected me, pushed me forward like nothing else has in my life. And I really wanted to share that with you guys. I really think that every person, little step by little step, has the strength in them to face their fears. Each person to their own. So I want that for myself. And I really would love to have that. The people watching this video right now, you guys, took a little bit from that, faced something that you're fearful of today. I promise you, when that fear is faced afterwards, there's nothing like it. That's a great first step. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for your time, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.